What's going on? Hey guys, what's up? Today we're gonna work on the Dragon's frame. We're gonna get the transmission off. Right, kids? Where's your dad? Where's Buster at? We're gonna get the transmission off, the gas tank, the steering box, and start getting it ready to prep it so we can put some rust inhibitor on it, protect it from rust. What's up, dude? What are you working on?
Just welding up some stuff. Just wiring, mounted up.
Custom fab over here on your trailer hitch. Nice. Cool. There's the frame. We're gonna get the transmission out, steering box, gas tank, and just start getting it ready to clean and paint. I started messing around with this a little bit. This is actually working pretty good to get off this plastic undercoating they put on here back in the day. So it does work. That works pretty good, and this is working pretty good. So we might end up just spending a few hours scraping everything off instead of sandblasting it, because sandblasting is a mess and it's expensive. And we're trying to keep this as low budget as possible. Put the money into the engine and the transmission and stuff like that. So we'll get all this scraped off over the next few days, get it cleaned up, put some OSFO, some rust converter on there, see what works good. I've also got some rust encapsulator paint that I got from Eastwood. So we might mess around with that, see how that works. And just try to keep it from rusting as much as possible. So, all right, let's get this transmission out of here. Looks like we just have one bolt here that's holding it, as far as I can tell. There might be another one under there. I'll have to check and get it knocked out. All right, let's see if we can get that transmission off. It's a 9/16. It's spinning on the back side there. All right, let's get these transmission lines off, get them out of the way, and take this shifter off. And it should be free. We should be able to lift it up with the chain hoist. Get that off of there, and then we'll do the tank. All right, get these lines off of here. All right, we got those two main lines off. Pretty easy. And there's like a vacuum line here. Pull this off. All right. See if we can get this thing off. What is this? Just a little clip. Get that off. Uh-oh. I didn't realize there was that much fluid in there. Holy crap. Making a mess. Looks a little watery. There's some old fluid in there. All right, we got the torque converter out, the dipstick tube, filler tube, and these lines, shifter bracket. I think we're loose. We're gonna hook it up to this chain hoist, lift it up, get the rest of the fluid out of it, and we'll open up the bottom and see what it looks like in there. I don't think this transmission's ever been out of here. It's probably been in here since 1974. It's pretty cool. I mean, maybe it was rebuilt at some point, who knows, but some kind of mark right here. It's an old one. Let's see if we can find somebody to rebuild it or get one from Summit Racing or Jags. It's already been done. They have a package you can get with the transmission and the torque converter and a cooler for a pretty good price. So I might do that. Made a little bit of a mess, but not too bad. Now we can get up in here and get the rest of this grease and dirt out of here. Get that cleaned up. All right, let's get that steering box off. There's a big nut here and a couple of other ones on the other side are already loose. That shouldn't be too big of a deal. And then we'll pull that gas tank out. Get the steering box off. Yeah, had to press it off of there. I found a puller, but the puller was half broken. But it worked. Finally got that beast out of there. It was in there pretty good. Pretty good. I think it'll be all right. We just gotta clean it up a little bit. It's got some rust and it was in there a long time, so hopefully we can reuse it. We're gonna need a new seal and clean it up. And there's a seal here and there's a seal here. Gonna need new hoses probably, so. We're probably gonna get all new tie rod arm bushings and stuff, so, because these are worn out. All right, we're making some progress. We got the transmission out. We got the steering box out. That was a bit of a challenge getting that pressed fitting off of there. We did, and it's looking good. I want to get this gas tank out of here, and we'll try to take a peek inside and see if see how rusty it is on the inside. If it's rusty, I'm probably just gonna get a new one. I looked online and you can get a brand new one for $125, $150, something like that. I think I even saw one for $100. So new gas tank. Maybe we can clean this up a bit, although it's pretty rusty. We might need to get a new filler tube and overflow tube, and obviously hoses. These are dry rotted. So let's get this off. It looks like it's just these two straps here, one here and one there. There's a 1/2-inch bolt on here. It's pretty dirty. I'm gonna hit it with the wire wheel real quick and spray it with some W40 and knock that off. And let's see how far we can get. I'd like to take the bottom of this transmission off, take a peek in there. So we'll see if we can find a table or something to stick this on and turn it over and open it up, see what it looks like. All right, guys, let's get this tank out of here, and we'll be one step closer to getting this frame in shape. All right, let's see if we can get that off of there. Ooh, that's hot. So, we'll get this hose off of here and this thing. Okay. So this thing should lift out of here. I'm going to go ahead and take these clamps off. Man, I made a mess today, boy. I had a really cool guy stop by today and give me some Ford manuals, shop manuals, and a brochure for the 1974 and color code, paint code. Really nice guy, Neil. It's nice meeting you, man, and look forward to seeing you again. It was cool hearing all your stories about working on old cars and trucks and airplanes and stuff. Really cool guy, and it was nice to see him. He's looking forward to the progress on the Dragon. He brought these, which is really cool. 1974 truck shop manual, body and electrical, volume 3 and 4. And then he's got the 74 truck shop manual engine, volume 2. So I'm assuming there's a volume 1 and 5, 6, 7, who knows, there may be more other volumes. I'll have to look into that and see. And we got the color for 74 and 75, which is, I'm pretty sure this is the color that we have for the Dragon. I don't know if you guys can see that. Wind blue, sounds about right. And I got this awesome brochure for 1974 trucks. Look at that, isn't that cool? Let's see if I can get this thing to focus. There we go. So he brought these manuals by, really neat. I mean, they're pristine. This looks like brand new. You think about it, this is 1974. They probably actually made this book in 73. There it is right there. That's the interior of the one. See, it's the custom. That's what we have. There's the seat right there. This is the custom. Pretty cool. That's what it would have looked like brand new. All blue on the inside. Black vinyl rubber flooring. And you could have got in red or gold or brown, different colors. There it is again. Pretty cool. They had the Ranger, the Custom, and a couple other versions. Look at it with the stuff in the back there, little storage. Look at that, isn't that cool? They just did this for demonstration purposes, but it's pretty cool seeing the different parts. So, very cool. Appreciate it, Neil. It was really neat to meet you, and you brought these other books as well, so if I remember to look at them. Want to get one of these. That's a high boy, 4-wheel drive. That would be awesome to have one of those. All right, guys, let's see if we can get this tank out of here. I think it's loose now. I'm gonna pull this hose off. Let me set you up on a stand. Stand by. All right, there's some 9/16 bolts holding it on. There's a bracket, 2 brackets on the bottom. Let's see if we can get those loose. It just seems like it doesn't want to come out of the top. Sixteenths. helps. There we go. Gas tank is out. Woo! That might not have been the best way to do it, but it's out. There it is. I'll get my flashlight and we'll see if we can get this opened up too. And we'll be able to see in there better. All right. See, we need to go this way. You think? All right. Wow. Got some rust on the tip here of this thing. Doesn't look too bad. Wonder if it still works. All right, let's get the flashlight. Look down in there. All right, let's see if we can take a peek. We can probably shine the light from over on this side. Yeah. Oh yeah. See if I can get it to focus. It's focusing right on the outside here. There we go. You know, the metal actually looks like it's in pretty good shape. There's just that junk at the bottom. And I guess that's the filter sock. I mean, there's a lot of junk in there, but we might be able to clean that up. That might just be old ethanol junk sitting at the bottom. I don't see any rust. Unless there's rust under that ethanol, that dried up. Look at the tank doesn't look bad. I know, what do you guys think? The tank itself, the metal, there's some rust that fell off that that float, the end of that float. But the tank itself actually looks pretty good. We'll see if we can put some mineral spirits or something in there and get that all cleaned up. You know, if I could save $150 on a tank and we can reuse this one, that's fine with me. As long as we can get the inside clean. I don't want it to, you know, take a chance of screwing up my rebuilt carburetor. But I think we can get that cleaned up. Cool. Now the other thing is this tip here. See, it's man, it's almost like it's galvanized in there or something. Doesn't seem like there's any rust. I don't know if we can blast the outside of it or just wire wheel it and put some rust preventative on it. Man, that hose is petrified basically on it. It is no longer rubber. That is a hard as a rock. Yeah, we might be able to clean this up, clean all this up, and not sure if we can save this, probably just get a new one. It's pretty rusty. I don't think these are that expensive. I think these are only like 10 bucks or something, maybe 20 or 30. And clean this up. Maybe we could save the tank. I don't know. What do you guys think about saving the tank? I think it looks pretty good on the inside. It's actually been really nice here last few days, but now it's starting to get humid again. The humidity just started rolling in the last couple hours. And when that happens, my phone does not like to stay in focus. So I apologize if it goes out of focus. But yeah, I'm starting to sweat. Let's open the bottom of this transmission. I'm curious to see how it looks in that pan after being in there for 50 years, and probably the original transmission, probably never been rebuilt. Not sure how many miles the truck actually has on it. It's hard to tell, but the engine was worn out, so it's probably got over 100,000 miles on it, I would imagine. Anyway, the engine's going to be brand new when we're done with it. Basically, it's getting rebuilt. The block and the heads and the crank are at the machine shop. Darren's working on the heads. They look like brand new. And Jeff, my buddy Jeff over at his machine shop's working on the block and the crank. And it's going to be sweet. All right, guys, let's check out the bottom of this transmission. All right, I got a pretty cool little table down here we'll use. We'll set this thing down. And take a look at it. These are the lifters and some other parts in the engine. Hopefully I can figure out how to put it all back together. Good thing I got it all on video, huh? All right. Let me wipe a little bit of this off. All right, let's see what we're working with here. I'm just gonna try to tilt it on its side, if I can. Oh. Forgot all about that fluid. Dang it, I'm making a mess. Making a mess. Shoot. It's a lot of fluid in there. Should have dropped it into a big pan. Making a mess, making a mess. Yeah, that fluid has got to be no good. It's got like a milky, wet, watery, watered down look to it. All right, let me see if I can find something to dump that into. See if we can get it to go in here. I should have left the chain hoist on it, and I could have tilted it. That would have been easier. There we go. That's working. Man, there's a lot of fluid in there, boy. Woo! Let me dump that. You need a serious drain pan for these things. It's leaking out of all the end, everywhere. Woo! Dang, that thing's heavy. Wow. What a mess. What a freaking mess. Freaking transmission fluid going everywhere. Oh yeah. I didn't realize there was that much in there. Let's see what this.
Port is supposed to be 0.95 liters.
Got the power.
Wait. Oh, wait.
Power. I think it's this one right here. You want? I'll hold the camera. And you can see if you can get them off.
Wait, this is 1.3.
I think that's the right one.
0.95 liters.
Yeah, so then that means.
Transmission fluid looked pretty milky. A little wet.
1,000 milliliters.
I can't get the socket on that one.
You need a.
Got that little place in the pan.
3 liters. Not good. But you probably said 1 quart without filter.
Oh, the bottom filter.
Yeah.
So
But
you filter.
this is when you change filter and everything. It's 1.3. You got 1 drain plug, right?
1.3 liters.
Yeah.
Okay, so go to Google and type in 1.3 liters equals milliliters. And it should come up with a conversion chart.
Milliliters?
Yeah. Conversion from liters to
Some vice
milliliters.
grips on it.
You Google that.
No, I'll grab a wrench, back it out a little bit till I can get it started. What were those, 9/16?
Yeah.
1,300 milliliters.
1,300?
No, it's half inch.
I have 946.
Yeah.
Good, because I couldn't find a 9/16.
It's on the ground.
Like when you drain that, you know, this stuff over here, see this is another drain plug right here.
Thank you. Bye. I love you too.
That
I
thing
don't think there's any fluid left in there, hopefully.
For Dad and Mom,
But when you drain this, pull this cover off, there's a drain bolt underneath, and then there's a filter over here.
I'll still love it.
That's how it comes up.
Okay. All right. I love you too.
I just wonder if some of the oil is staying in there.
What time is it? 5:22. Everyone's probably closed. Yeah.
Looks like somebody might have been in here before.
Ace,
Nah.
Ace has crazy like AMS oil, like for motorcycles.
Not sure if that's factory.
Yeah, but not Honda.
Well, he got my dog Ace.
Sit here.
You make it there?
No, no.
Oh, there is some fluid in there. A little bit. Ooh.
Look how nasty that pan is. That's a mud pie right there, buddy.
Oh yeah.
That's nasty.
It's good. Just put some new fluid in it.
Yep.
It's good to go.
Look at that. Look at that right there.
That's bad.
The screen. Look at all the rust in the pan. That filter right there. Is that rust? Or is that just dirt? No,
It's
it's not
just,
rust.
yeah,
It's
it's just
just
nasty.
slime.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Definitely needs a rebuild, huh?
I guess you made a good decision there. That wouldn't have ought to lasted long.
No. That's the filter? Or is this whole thing a
The
filter?
whole thing is the filter. That's the screen.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine that would have worked very good for long.
Well, let's hope it's a buildable port. Right?
Yeah. That would be good. Oh,
Good. That's nice.
Alright guys, there it is. It's a mess. We will definitely be rebuilding this. Get it up and cleaned up and get it ready to go. So I think that's it for this one. Got the gas tank out, transmission, steering box. We'll come back a couple days and start working on it some more. Get it cleaned up and get all the fuel lines and brake lines off. Wiring harness, all this stuff. All right guys, see ya.